Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to James Gamepad and the What's Tapping podcast with myself and my brother, my Nakima, my Hinde, Laji, Wagwan. Yeah. So basically, was it like, I've been meaning to do this for a while with you, innit? Because obviously I wanted to talk to you about Cyberpunk and a little bit about Horizon, was it Forbidden West? And was it GHOSTWIRE Tokyo? But obviously, we've got like a few things to talk about, so we can kind of just mash it all into one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So basically, topics we're going to be talking about for anybody that's tuning into the podcast or comes across this video is that basically we're going to be talking about the Game Award nominees. Just doing a little bit of a breakdown of some of the categories, not all of it because that's long, but there's a few of it. We're going to do a little first impression of God of War Ragnarok because that's what you're currently playing right now. So
can't wait to get back to it.
yeah. So I want to get your first impressions and stuff. Non-spoiler, of course, but yeah, I want to get your first impressions and also first impressions of. Sorry, say what, guy?
I'll try my best to not spoil it.
And also a first impression / non-spoiler of Bayonetta 3 because you were playing that until God of War Ragnarok came out, innit? So obviously I want to get your thoughts on that. Then we can do a little spoiler talk about Cyberpunk 2077 because we both played that and finished that after the 1.6 update. So, and also we can do a I don't know, like a little bit of a first impression / spoiler talk of GHOSTWIRE Tokyo. Mine is talking about the ending because I finished it and you haven't, innit? So
yeah, no, I haven't finished it yet, but still, about it,
and if we have time, which I doubt it, but if we do have time, we can talk a little bit about the PlayStation VR2 pricing. The room, I mean, was it like the room and PlayStation 5 Slim? We can talk about them things. Maybe I doubt it, but you never know. It might just blast through it because we kind of talk a lot about about these games and about these topics quite a bit. So So like, let's get into the 2022 Game Award nominees. Was it so? Like, have you had a chance to look at it, or like look at any of the categories, or?
Well, really? The basic one: best game of the year. Like best fighting games, RPGs. There's few nominees that I looked at. Basically, obviously, you got the main games that everybody thinks gonna win. Elden Ring, God of War is there.
Yeah. Was it okay? So let's start off with Game of the Year then. So Game of the Year, we've got A Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So you've played Elden Ring. We've both played Horizon Forbidden West. You're playing God of War Ragnarok, and I have seen like gameplay footage of A Plague's Tale, and I've heard quite a lot of good reviews in regards to that game. And I've heard some talks about Stray, like people that love cats, like they love that game.
Yeah, never touched that. I've seen some video about it as well, but no, don't really know about the game though.
Was it so? Like, would you say it's safe to say that it's probably out of Elden Ring, God of War, and Horizon Forbidden West?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, it's gonna be one of them three, basically. I would basically cling toward more between Elden Ring and God of War.
That's my feeling.
Horizon Zero Dawn basically was a very beautiful game, well made and all that. But I think that basically for overall achievement in terms of all the aspects of the game and all that, I think that I gotta give it up to Elden Ring and God of War, basically one of the two.
Yeah, I think give it until the end of this month in regards to God of War Ragnarok, just to see and hear how people are still talking about it. Will probably give me a better indication on whether how close it will be, probably between Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. But Elden Ring, like that game was so big that like when Horizon Forbidden West came out, like people stopped playing that game to go play Elden Ring. This is the reason why that I kind of like agree with you in regards to is out of Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok right now, because I think that I think that if a lot of gamers can stop playing Horizon, Forbidden West? Because I think that game came out first, didn't it? Like, I think it came out like a week after. If people can stop midway playing that just to play Elden Ring, then that kind of tells you like how big and how much of a good game Elden Ring like was.
Yeah, it's a different type to a certain extent. Like he's one of them soul type game and all that. So the gaming system is quite different from other game. So first of all, nobody's gonna carry you to the game. You got a lot of freedom in there, and another aspect of it and all that is like I don't know. I think that to a certain extent, like God of War and Horizon Forbidden West are a lot more similar as game system and all that, and as gameplay than basically Elden Ring. Is another genre. It's more like, it's a very soul type RPG basically. So there is loot system, a lot of things to be, and a lot of basically, how can I put it, customization. You can create your own character, your own gameplay and all that. And it was basically an achievement in that term. The world is fantastic. The lore is good. So it's a new IP to a certain extent that's great. That got basically, as I say, a challenge again, basically an IP that got basically the last installment. That's going to be the end of the story. No more God of War after this one, as I said, basically. So it's basically like the new kid on the block against basically like the final version of a very great franchise that basically they put everything they could have in there, basically. So there's a big challenge between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's more chance basically for God of War to get that.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, because of, as I say, it's a soul game. It's not an easy game to play, Elden Ring. You're going to die a lot. There's a lot of people that go into that game and all that and haven't finished it. Some people gave up, some people couldn't take it basically because the system is, it take used to, and you need to do a lot of grind basically, to be able to progress in the game properly. And you need to understand the system, the gameplay, the way your weapons work. And so there's a lot into it basically. So I think that there's a lot more people that will have fun and no less stress playing basically God of War and go through the end of the game than playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
For that reason, basically the I don't know, the skill barrier between the two is quite different.
Yeah. I'm quite surprised to hear you say that because wait, did you finish Elden Ring?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not far from the end of the game and all that, but no, I haven't finished it. No.
Okay, but you've got more hours in Elden Ring compared to God of War Ragnarok.
Yes, without shadow of a doubt.
Okay, well,
I've been learning about a lot, basically, enjoying the environment, the world, and all this kind of thing, and trying to find things, basically. So I'm taking my time. It's a game that basically I'm definitely going to finish when I finish playing like stuff like God of Wars and all that. But basically, it's going to have to take a bit of rehabilitation to get by used to the game system.
Yeah.
It's so different. And all that. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to
finish. Okay. Well, all right. Let's go to the next category that it got. So basically, like, there's going to be quite like a common theme. Like you're going to see Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Forbidden West in a lot of these categories because they're like the big three right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to see. But
there's some few of the games that you don't want to forget. Like for instance, like a very good indie game that popped out that was quite great, which is Sifu.
Yeah. That game was good. I heard big things about that game. Was it like the game looked really good actually? The game looked really good. So next category, the best game direction. Again, we've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. Was it Immortality and Stray? We've got so as I was saying, you're just gonna see the big three. In what's that? Outstanding creative. So Horizon Forbidden West was like I said, it's a beautiful looking game. I like the art direction, the design of that game. They basically built on the first game and took it to another level. Nothing too, nothing too mind blowing. It was kind of like you could kind of predict where they was going to go in terms of the system, the gameplay, and stuff like that. For Horizon. God of War Ragnarok, I haven't played it, but I've been around yours. I've seen you play it a couple of times. The game looks phenomenal. It looks beautiful. But again, it looks a lot like the first one, but just better.
Yeah, a lot more polished. Better frame rate, as as you've seen last time, basically, and obviously like better graphics on the PlayStation 5 and all that, but still not something that would say is totally next gen. There is plenty of spec. That game didn't have much ray tracing, for instance. Nor is there, like, for instance, Horizon Zero Dawn got a good aspect of it. Is like atmospheric change of like basically weather and all this kind of stuff, like rain, the dead change.
Weather dynamics.
And God of War didn't have all those kind of things and all that, which basically I don't mind it, but basically if they wanted to make it even more as a next-gen game, basically they should have added a bit more if they had the time or the budget to do so, which could have been a bit complicated, and because of to a certain extent of PS4 as well. You know, they need to make it work on the PS4, but there's a lot more they could have added to that game, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's been a lot of talks about is the PlayStation 4 holding the PlayStation 5 back? Is the Xbox Series S holding the Xbox Series X back? But it's what it is, you know, it's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go to the next category. So we've got best narrative, we've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West, A Plague's Tale, Requiem, and Immortal. Obviously, I heard that A Plague's Tale's got really good narrative. Obviously, you can speak a bit more in regard to the Elden Ring, God of War as well. You could talk a little bit about that in terms of the narrative from where you are at the game. And Horizon Forbidden West, I thought narrative was good, personally speaking, but I kind of predicted where where the narrative and the story was going to go from the first game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, and Immortal, I don't know anything about that game, but yeah,
Immortal.
Immortality. Sorry, Immortality. Okay. Yeah. So like, out of the main three, like which one do you think has got like the best narrative?
Boy, I only played basically God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. And Elden Ring as well. I'm not too sure if...
Elden.
Out of the three, basically, I would say that, again, so far for me, is God of War. One thing that's basically, you got basically so much good interaction between characters and the synergy between them and all that through the story that make it so much of a live narrative. You always gain... each character has been developed to the first one and all that, and they're always in character, so that they make them sometimes predictable, but it's so much fun because basically you're trying to compare to some of the character in basically Forbidden West and Elden Ring. You tend more to have kind of an emotional connection with some of the character a lot more. You know, you've seen, like, for instance, like a lot of people were talking about basically the first hour of God of War. How many people saying that they had tears on their eyes and all those kind of things, you know? So in terms of narrative and basically how I don't know, I think there is a lot more basically balanced than other games, basically.
Do you think it has a lot to do with the first game? Because like what I loved about the 2018, for example, was the relationship and the connection and the bond and the journey that Kratos and Atreus went on, father and son. You know what I mean? Like we haven't really seen that too much in any games up until that point, in my personal opinion. I think the closest thing that I played that I really loved and enjoyed was The Last of Us with Joel and Ellie, you know, like father and daughter. So like, do you reckon it has a lot to do with because a lot of people that obviously playing this, they play the first game and they have that you know what I mean, like that experience of playing the first game, going through that journey with them, and it's just like a continuation. Do you think it's more to do with that?
I think that basically, because if we want to go to that logic, we can say that Horizon Zero Dawn as well at the beginning had the same type of setup, a narrative with a main character that had friends and all that in the term of story, kind of adventure game. But the thing that's different to what God of War, I think that where they actually won against that game is not the main characters, it's the side characters development.
Okay.
Basically. And I think that they put a lot more effort in the side character and just basically like fleshing them out a lot more, developing them, and, you know, making them a lot more interesting than basically the side characters that we had in Horizon Forbidden West, even in Zero Dawn as well.
That's a good point. It's a difficult point. I remember, I think in the last podcast we did, where we spoke about Horizon, was it Forbidden West? I think I might mention something about, like, I never really liked Aloy's character, the way that she was portrayed. Like, she was, to me, in my personal opinion, she was quite bitchy, and there wasn't that much of a continuation with the friendships and the friendship with the characters that she had, like, you know, met in the first game and stuff. Like, yeah, like, you know, like you like you meet one or two, but like a big part of the game is basically by herself, where she meets new characters and stuff in it. So
and I think that is a bit silly the way they tried to push it so much, like, you know, because she was playing like the strong antagonist character that doesn't want to basically have the help of anybody and all that, because she's trying to make it a duty to basically have the way through the game, having to basically get all the people that we are mourning about as a team together and just get on with them. So I think that it was a bit silly. It was a bit too emphasized at the beginning of the game, and it makes a lot of people get annoyed about the character to a certain extent, because there was no logic in some of the decisions that she was making. And at the end of the day, there was no reason for that kind of basically kind of stance that they're trying to basically portray the character to be in, to just break it down in the middle of the game.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like it got to the point where like I really started to despise her.
Yeah, because even then, like even if you said that, oh, I'm gonna try to get people together, you should have still let the character still be basically in the same stance, trying to be wary about it. But it seems like everything disappeared as soon as we go into that base together and all that, basically.
No, it's true. All right, let's go. Let's just jump to the best art direction. So we've got Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok again, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and we've got Stray.
In art direction, that's gonna be very hard, because Scorn is kind of a homage to a very well-known artist like H.R. Geiger. That's behind all the xenomorph and all this kind of like organic, you know. So basically, you can just look at it as a piece of art, basically, because it's not only Geiger, there's another artist, basically, because there's two aspects of the world. One, basically, that's in a not damage, is Geiger work, and the decay and all that is somebody else basically work to a certain extent. So yeah, Scorn's actually quite one of the potential one, even if it's not as big as a game as the other one. Apart from that, we said that Elden Ring as well, in terms of style, was beautiful. The sceneries and the world, the way it's been put together, fantastic as well. And I don't know. Again, I'm gonna put Horizon Zero Dawn at the third place against God of War, because of the diversity of world and environment that you gotta go through. With all the realms and all that you gotta try, you gotta visit in God of War. There's such diversity of world and all these kind of things that basically, in terms of artistic level, they had a lot more chance to basically express themselves. Horizon Zero Dawn, unfortunately, is in the same type of a futuristic, basically Earth that's been destroyed and all that, basically. So it's
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
What's it like? It's funny you say that, because the way I'm looking at it is like Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok, even though that they are both beautifully looking games. Yeah, it's kind of like more of what we got like from the first games. Yes, they expanded on it. They showed you different biomes, different areas and stuff like that, and you got to go like on Horizon Forbidden West, you get to swim underwater, so you get that aspect of it as well. But like the core of it is basically, is a lot of what we had seen already. And from what I've seen with God of War, I might be wrong, but from what I've seen with God of War Ragnarok, is kind of the same kind of thing. So I'm more leaning to like Scorn and Elden Ring in terms of, because these are brand new games and they're completely brand new art styles, if you get what I mean, in terms of art direction. So I'm more leaning to them two. So I think it's probably going to be them two, to be honest with you.
It could be actually. I think that you're not wrong about it, basically, because to a certain extent, it's true that actually, Zero Dawn is a beautiful game to look at. In its own ways. Basically, God of War as well is a beautiful game, especially now that I think that is a best, I think, representation. What's Jonathan saying online there? Basically, it's the best representation of, I don't know, the Nordic mythology that I've ever seen, like, nothing to do with the MCU. So in terms of basically historical depiction and all that, is very well made,
Yeah.
So you got to give the basically aspect to the game as well. Like, it's a very kind of like depiction of Nordic mythology. Just got a bit of an aspect of history to it. Scorn basically is based on an homage to artists, and is beautifully made as well, very organic, like and basically Elden Ring. As I don't know which one's gonna take it, but yeah, it's a big challenge between them three, though. I think.
Yeah, like Scorn. Like when I was around yours and you showed me the was it the gameplay? Was it footage of Scorn? That game looked sick. It looked crazy.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not what people expected in terms of gameplay and all that. It's not like when you look at it, a lot of people were thinking that I'm going to find myself playing Doom or something like that with that type of basically art style. But no, it's a lot shorter than that. It's a different type of system of game and all that. It's still beautiful, but it's older basically. I'm just I wouldn't consider it like it's not the standard size of a AAA game basically.
Yeah.
In terms of gameplay length and all that. So
yeah. You're voting, yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
what are you voting for? Genshin Impact. Everything.
Oh. All right, let's jump onto the best score music now. We've got a Plague's Tower Requiem, we've got Elden Ring, we've got God of War Ragnarok, Metal, Hellsinger, and was it Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Obviously, I've heard some of the God of War Ragnarok. Actually, I've got the soundtrack already. So I downloaded the God of War Ragnarok soundtrack. Sick. More of what we got in the first game, but just like more. So good. I haven't, you could probably speak more on Elden Ring in terms of the music and the score. And yeah, and I've only heard a little bit of the Plague's Tower Requiem in like gameplay footage, like trailers and gameplay footage and stuff. So yeah, but personally speaking, I mean, I'll give it to God of War because I love that soundtrack. That soundtrack is so sick. But again, I haven't played the other two, so I have no idea.
To tell you the truth, though, it's not something that I've been paying very much attention to in that aspect of it. What can I say about each game? The only thing that I can say is like the sound is very well made in both of the game because I'm using the Dolby Atmos system basically to be able to hear like different type of sounds and all that, and both games are reacting very well to it. You know, especially playing God of War recently, which is more recent and all that, is like it's been so well made that sometimes I can hear where the attack or the movement is coming from without having to actually look at basically the gameplay.
That's it.
You know.
Yeah, that's it. Well, speaking a little bit about that, because the next category is Best Audio Design. We've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring again, God of War Ragnarok, was it Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Forbidden West. Now, obviously, like, you know what I mean? Like, you've played, like, the main three. You know what I mean?
And
like,
I heard
the speakers.
You know, it seems to be well made. The sound, basically, the guns, it seems to be quite good, though. I think that Call of Duty could be one of the contenders for best sound, basically, in terms of
you reckon, yeah?
Yeah, in terms of realistic kind of like gameplay of weapons and all this kind of stuff like even I was seeing like videos where you could even hear the whistle of bullets passing by and all that. So it's very nicely made.
Yeah. Was it like, to be honest with you, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, and Horizon Forbidden West? Like, you're gonna see these three in all, like, in most of these categories. It just is what it is. Like, this is the big three of 2022, in my personal opinion, and clearly it's going to be. I mean, like, you're going to see them, but I think a lot of it's probably going to be out of God of War and Elden Ring. But yeah, it's not surprising to see God of War nominated for a lot. It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's a great achievement. I think as a game, basically, it's like basically somebody was playing the first game and wondering, what if they did that? What if they did that? Basically, they did everything that you could think about or expected in that next game. Basically, it's good fun. It's great fun.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got next category, best performance. We've got Horizon Forbidden West with Ashley Blanche, I think that's how you say her name. We've got a Plague's Tower Requiem with Charlotte Mercambi. Forgive me for butchering the name. We've got God of War Ragnarok, Christopher Jude. Is that you say his name? That's the actor that plays Kratos.
Yeah.
And we've got was it
him as well? Do you remember him though?
Yeah. From Stargate.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stargate, man. Of course, I remember him. Was it Mason Cage? Was it? Yeah, was it Immortality? And again, God of War Ragnarok. For Sonny, I can't even pronounce the surname, but I think that's the actor that's playing Kratos. So not Kratos, Atreus, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I mean, so clearly that they're showing you that like God of War's like it's very strong, and it's probably going to win that category. To be honest with you, it's probably going to win this category. Now best indie year. I only want to talk about this year because something that you brought up before when we was talking, and that is like we've got was it Cult of the Lambs, Neon White, Sivu, Stray, and Tunic. And the only reason why I want to bring this up here, this category, is because, as you already know, Sivu was nominated in another category that I personally think it shouldn't be nominated for.
Yeah, that's silly, man.
Yeah, it's stupid,
that's silly.
You know what I mean?
But indie game is good, but as a fighting game, Sifu got nothing to do down there, basically. No matter how much you like it, you know, it's like he's got nothing to do around games like DNF Duel, King of Fighter.
Yeah.
Any of the new basically fighting. Now Sifu is he's a brawler adventure game, but it's not a fighting game, you know.
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah, you don't put Sifu in that category, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but in terms of the best indie game, like I'll probably say it's probably out of Stray and Sivu, just in terms of like the you know what I mean, like the buzz, the talk, you know what I'm saying? Like I kept on hearing a lot about Sivu when it came out, and I heard a lot about Stray. I heard a little bit about Tunic, but them two. So I think it's probably gonna be out of them two, and probably like Stray or Sivu probably grab that. But,
yeah, they deserve it still. They deserve
it. Yeah. So remember I said to you that like there was one category that they put The Last of Us Part 1 in, the remake.
What was that?
Yeah, so basically that's innovation and accessibility. So basically we've got as Dusk Falls, we've got God of War Ragnarok, we've got Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Query. So obviously I know personally like Naughty Dog does a lot when it comes to accessibility, you know, like put so many accessibility features to allow like so many like gamers to play regardless of their disabilities or whatever. And I remember you mentioning
all those kind of things.
And I remember you mentioned as well. Was it was it God of War? You said that how it had a lot of accessibility features.
Oh yeah, a lot. Is like basically is one of the first games that I've seen like remind me of playing a game on PC. Because I could tweak so much things in there and all that, just customize whatever I wanted, basically, you know.
Yeah, but I think The Last of Us Part 1 is going to get it. Like, I think they shoehorned. I think they shoehorned the game in just so that it can get like nominated and win an award. The remake.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know what.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it'll be out God of War Ragnarok and Last of Us Part 1, but I think Last of Us Part 1 will get it. Like, I think it's dumb, but yeah, that's just what I think, and it's annoying. Let's skip the best VR game because there's nothing really out for that. Okay, so best action game. So we've got Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sivu, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Right.
So these are basically like beat 'em up games, but well, they say best action game, but most of these games are kind of like beat 'em up, like Sivu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bayonetta is more, I guess, it's more of an action. Like an action game. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Because like, obviously, you've played a bit of Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3. You know what? The gameplay is sick. The fact that it's restrained by the power of the Switch is sad. It's like, I don't know. I got a 4K TV. That's quite, and I stand to basically playing it on the screen with the Dr. Nintendo Switch. And I'm sorry to say though, the game I don't know, doesn't look good, basically. I don't want anybody to just get, start cussing online and all this kind of thing because some people love that game to bits and all that. The game is great. I enjoy playing it, but funny enough, sometimes I'd rather take the Switch in my hand and play it than play it on the screen, which is unfortunate because some of the skill required to be able to see the game on a big screen and all that. But it's so basically pixelated even when you're trying to play it on a 4K. No, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It deserves better graphics, basically. Instead of that, in terms of gameplay fun, the game is still the same thing. Bayonetta, basically. Great fun. They innovate the system a little bit, but still, I don't mind the big giant monster and all that. Some of the basically purists were saying that that's just change a bit of the system of the old school Bayonetta, but for me, it's still great fun. I would have basically not for have it basically at a greater frame rate with better graphics.
Yeah, like for what I saw when he's playing it reminded me of and the trader support. It reminded me of like kaijus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some monsters fight for you as well. I mean, like stands, like big stands or something. Like, I like the aspect of it.
Yeah, it's fun.
But when I came to yours and I saw it, because obviously you were talking about it before I came and saw the game. And when I saw the game, I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, what? Could Bayonetta 2 look better than that? I was thinking, no way. But you can see how they've pushed the limits on that hardware. They pushed it as far as they can.
And the kaiju a bit of an issue system because of the camera, though. When you just change the scale and all that to accommodate them big giant monster and all that, you can't see the main character anymore. And sometimes in the position of the camera, it's very hard to basically deal with them. But still.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I think in this category, I think Sifu will have a good chance. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the studio that made that game. It's the same people that made Streets of Rage 4. It's like one of my favorite games. I love that game. But I think Bayonetta 3 is gonna get it. You know what I mean? I think Bayonetta 3 is gonna get this category.
I'm not too sure about that though.
No.
The only reason that I would say that basically is because it's only a Switch exclusive. Nobody else. If you need to have a Switch to play the game.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But but they can give a little bit of love to a Switch game. Maybe.
Yeah, they can be. They can. But in terms of global,
it's a bigger title. You know what I mean? Like a bigger IP. It's the third game as well. It's got the history.
Yeah, it does have all that basically. But I think that you gotta look at the competition, and basically that they got like Sifu is playing on so many platforms basically as a new indie game, which is quite nice. So that's what I'm saying. That the only problem, Bayonetta normally. Definitely, I would say that they should win it, especially if they had been on different platforms with better graphics on other platform and all that. Yeah, they would have taken that without a shadow of a doubt. But because of the restriction of the Switch, I don't know.
Yeah, like I would love to see Bayonetta like 3 or like next game if they make another game. Like I mean, with the same quality of graphics that we got with Devil May Cry 5. I would love to see that shit. I would love to see that shit.
But that's what they should have done, though. I don't understand them sometimes, like some of the developers, because there's like IP that deserve that kind of love.
Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. It's a shame, man. It breaks my heart to see it looking like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Best was it? So best action adventure game. They've got A Plague's Tale, Requiem, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic again. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be God of War, Ragnarok, or Horizon Forbidden West. A Plague Tale seems to be getting a lot of love, so that could be an indication that it probably win 1 or 2 awards. But God knows what category.
Again, I don't know nothing about the game. Not my type of my cup of tea, really.
Yeah. Was it best role playing game? So we've got Elden Ring, Live. Was it Live and Live, Pokemon Legend, Arceus, and we've got Triangle Strategy and Xenoblade Chronicle 3.
I'll give it to Elden Ring straight down. There's no even try to argument about that. Xenoblade is a great game.
Was it like what was that RPG you was playing? Like was it the one you showed me?
Tales of Arise.
Is it when did that come out? Was it this year?
I'm not too sure. I think that it was when did Tales of Arise come out? I'm not too sure if it's this year though, because it's funny. It's not in the nominees, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not here. Yeah, it's not here.
If it's not, then basically I think that's because it hasn't come out this year, because that was a great game as well. Let me just double check.
Okay. Yeah, but like was it? I think Elden Ring will probably grab it. Like it just depends because, like for example, if Elden Ring never got Game of the Year, and God of War Ragnarok did, then you could see that like Elden Ring will probably win this category.
Yeah, it came out September 2021.
Okay, yeah, okay, so that was
Yeah.
last year then. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, then it's probably Elden Ring, unless anybody, you know, I mean, in the comment section or anybody that's watching the stream thinks otherwise. Please let man know in the comment section down below. But Elden Ring's the only game that I've like heard big things about, very big things. So yeah. Now your category that you mentioned before, best fighting game. DMF Duel, JoJo Bizarre Adventure All Star Battle R. We've got the King of Fighters. Wait, is that King of Fighters? Okay, we've got King of Fighters, and we've got Multiverse and Sivu. Why is Sivu even in there?
I don't have a clue, mate.
This is crazy.
I found
This
it
is
quite
crazy. Please let me know. Yeah, like, is there any other fighting games that came out in 2022 that's obviously that should be in this category other than Sivu?
I don't even know though. What could be
because the first time I saw this, the first thing I thought was
from DNF.
The first thing I thought was that okay, maybe only 4 fighting games came out this year, so this is the reason why they put Sivu in there, because they needed a 5th game to put in there.
There wasn't much that came out this year though, in terms of fighting game though. It's true that DNF Duel, the one that was fun. The other games just a bit of like different season, mostly. King of Fighter came out, which is new actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think that Sifu got anything to do in there, but you know what.
Yeah, was it to me? It's like it feels like it's a shoehorn. They definitely shoehorning it in. Was it? I don't know. I don't know. Oh no. Okay, skip multiplayer game. I'm not really on that. Okay, yeah. So I want to talk about this. So we've got best adaptation. So this is like for outstanding creative works. So basically like films, anime, series, stuff like that. So here they got Arcane Arcane League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the Cuphead show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. And it's funny because I've watched all of them. I've actually watched all of them.
What, the movies?
Yeah, like was it Arcane League of Legends was an anime, Cyberpunk was an anime, Cuphead was an anime, and obviously Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Uncharted were films, isn't it?
Yeah. The only one I haven't watched is Uncharted, I think.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No. I got it on Amazon, but I didn't have time to watch it. I watched the Sonic. And all the rest, I think. Yeah.
This is hard, because like Arcane League of Legends was sick. Like I watched that, and like that was sick. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners was godlike.
It was.
It was godlike. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it was good. It was better than the first film. It was good. But personally, I think it's probably out of Arcane, was it League of Legends, or Cyberpunk Edge Runners, in my personal opinion. I watched the Cuphead show. It's all right. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I don't know. Personally, I got to give it to Cyberpunk Edge Runners, man. I think that's going to grab it. Like, that anime was too godlike. It was too much. It was beautiful. Trigger did such a godlike job. Beautiful.
It was a great game. A great anime, sorry.
Did you watch Arcane League of Legends?
I think so, though. It was on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, it came on Netflix.
Yeah.
That
I
was
remember
good.
vaguely watching it on Netflix.
Yeah, like that was good. You know what I mean? But I don't know, maybe Cyberpunk Edge Runners is recency bias. Because it came out most recently, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know, because again, the rate of Cyberpunk and all that, not everybody that can watch it, isn't it?
Yeah, but was it the same thing with was it Arcane as well?
I know, but Sonic, that's what I'm saying, that Sony's the edge may have more chance to gain.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I enjoyed them all for different reasons, but I think Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
I enjoyed Cyberpunk a lot more. I know that it was a lot more fun, but I think that because of the fact that, is only a certain category of people can watch it, most of the time then kind of thing go to basically that's a lot more kind of filtered. So Sonic got that. Uncharted is a bit still like even a bit more like restrained, but Sonic is for everybody basically. So I think
it was. Like, was it like Sonic was a good and fun film. I really enjoyed it.
it.
Okay, so so the last category I want to talk about is the most anticipated game. So we've got Final Fantasy 16, we've got Hogwarts Legacy, we've got Resident Evil 4 Remake, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Out of all these games,
Forsaken is not in there.
Huh? No, Tekken's not even there.
Okay, fair enough.
So out of these 5 games, what game are you like really looking forward to? Like I can already guess. Like I think it's gonna be Final Fantasy, but hey.
Shut up with that. You know.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, it's easily Final Fantasy 16 and Resident Evil 4 Remake, and that's only because I've never played Resident Evil 4 ever. Like I played every single Resident Evil apart from 0 and 4, and I get cussed. Yeah, trust me, I get cussed by my subscribers in the comment section all the time when I talk about Resident Evil games, isn't it? I get cussed for that shit. So, like,
one of the games I'm looking for as well is Hell's Blade. I think Hellblade or you know, the vampire one. The one's coming up, I think, at the end of the month or something like that.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Evil West.
Evil
West. What am I talking about? Evil West.
Yeah.
But that's not in the category as well. But yeah. But apart from that, yeah, Final Fantasy though. That's the only.
Yeah.
It look great. You know, there's already some people just like basically trolling the game and all that, trying to complain about it. But I don't care about that. I just want to get some nice Final Fantasy with stunning graphics, crazy gameplay, and I don't know, goofy storyline.
Listen. I mean, I don't care for identity politics in games, films, anime. I just want to like watch and enjoy, you know, I mean, the experience and the story that the director, the creatives want to tell or show us or give us. That's all I care about. So. But anyway, that was the last category in regard to the Game Award nominees. I'm not going through all of them because that's just long. But what I will say is that obviously, I think that like us gamers and stuff, I think we make up like 20-30% of the vote. So if it was a game that like, you know, 5 million people decided to vote on, we would only make up like 30%. And and the game journalists, the game access media, they make up the 70%. So they dictate who's gonna win what. You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why that like I never voted for any games last year because I thought it was just redundant. Like there was no.
It doesn't make no sense to do so.
Yeah. But this is like, you know, the like the Oscars when it comes to gaming. So yeah. So that's that, man. That's that. But let us know in the comment section down below like what games you think are going to win in the categories that we mentioned. You can chop it up in the comment section. Anyway, so so let's get a little bit into God of War Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you've had the game for a week now. I mean, like you put in, was it quite a few hours, should I say?
So like, whenever I got a bit of free time.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, tell us, like your first impressions, your thoughts, just in general about the game, without spoiling it or anything like that.
I think that is great upgrade from the first one. The storyline basically is everything that I expected, even more than that. As a fan of Greek mythology as well, it was very a great breath of fresh air to see basically the explication of basically the Nordic mythos that got nothing to do with the MCU. You know?
Yeah.
So if you're expecting to see MCU characters type of gods in that game, just forget about it. No. They're going back basically to more of the real lore, like, you know, of the North mythos basically. So great game, great character development, a lot of basically things that you ain't gonna expect that's gonna happen. So basically, there's a lot of cliffhanger in that game. So I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna enjoy it. You ain't gonna regret it. There's a lot of things to do. How can I put it? Like the gameplay is a lot more refined. There's a lot more kind of skills available. A lot more kind of basically. A character that actually you get involved with, you know, I'm not gonna say no more after that because I'm not gonna spoil too much. But basically, yeah, so far so good though. It's a great achievement for this game. Yeah.
Okay. And was it? And what about in regards to like, was it because like there's been a lot of talk about like the PlayStation 4 holding the PlayStation 5 back? So like, do you? I mean, like, do you get that feeling, or like, can you see it when you play this game? Like, or like, do you get that impression?
Basically, I think that they couldn't push it too far in terms of some aspect of the graphics and some aspect of basically the particle system, some of the elements that they could use because of the PlayStation 4. It's true that there is a lot of tweaking that you can do, like you can change the frame rate depending on the amount of power you got. If you got a TV screen with a 120 refresh rate, you can basically boost the frame rate of the games and all that. So there's a lot of tweaking that you can do. But basically, again, I think that's been restrained because you look at games like what's the name of the other one? The one with Ayakashi, Tokyo.
Oh, GHOSTWIRE Tokyo.
Yeah, there is some aspect of it that beautiful and all that.
Yeah.
The ray tracing and all this kind of thing. That could have been that game. No, you didn't get that. There was things like, for instance, like in Horizon Zero Dawn that they did about the weather, the change of weather, the rain, and all these kind of things, like basically different elements. Basically having a more interactive, basically environment. It hasn't been done. I'm not saying that basically the game is not great as it is, but basically, again, because of the fact that you have to do a version for all of the old school console, yeah, you're restrained by it, basically.
Yeah, because obviously the majority of the install base on the PlayStation platforms is still on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
No fault to us gamers, you know what I'm saying, that people want to go and buy it. Like, it's not our fault, but it is what it is, you know. But I mean, you mentioned was it like he used Horizon Forbidden West as a comparison from PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5? And remember, was it the other day we were talking about the engines? Remember?
Yeah.
And you was it and was I think you mentioned something like you think that maybe it might have something to do with the engine that Santa Monica used for God of War compared to like Horizon Forbidden West with the Decimate engine.
Yeah, it could be that as well, though. It's like basically like there's engine, like if you learn, for instance, like everything the system or for instance, like when they said they can use basically like the full power of the PS4 is about basically tweaking the engine to be able to use as much power so there's no crash. You can basically use all the processing power of the PS4. The same thing is relevant to the PS5. So you need to be able to tweak the engine as well to be able to use it. But if, for instance, your focus is more on the PS4 than the PS5, you're going to just work toward the PS4 and allow the PS5 to boost that kind of basically resolution a little bit. So, and basically instead, if you don't get a more powerful engine that can actually like basically deal with all the possibility of the PS5 console, because you still got to work on the PS4, you're going to basically restrain your game,
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what basically is like. I don't know, how can I put it? You're having a Formula One car basically, but that can take a certain type of special fuel, but you're forced to give it normal fuel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that is a bit kind of like a very kind of basic of explanation, but yeah, it's like when, for instance, people start doing game of the Unreal 5 engine and all that for the next gen, it's going to look totally different.
Yeah,
PlayStation 5 is going to be able to handle it and all that, but there's no way that the PlayStation 4 is going to be able to render all the stuff.
But you can see that with the tech demos in regard to the new Unreal Engine. You can see what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, because a lot of the developers are still beholden to like the last gen consoles. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they don't really have the opportunity to really like push. And it's funny as well because like if everything was normal, everybody can go and get a PlayStation 5. You would still see the the majority of the first games that come out in the first few years. You know what I mean? Like they'll try to push it, but they will never be able to push it as far as they can in terms of like getting the most out of the hardware. We always see that midway, especially to that end of the console generation. You know what I mean? But I just think that when we compare like this generation's first 2 years to PlayStation 4 first 2 years in terms of like how far that they was able to push the games, you can see that there's a difference. But again, it's not really our fault, you know what I mean? And in regard to the engine, like the point I was making before when we was talking, not because I actually agree with your point, but the point I was making before was just to, in terms of I thought it was more to do with that, like they had the engine and stuff, and because they're still beholden to the PlayStation 4, it's like they didn't want to or couldn't add crazy features for the PlayStation 5 version because the difference in the games would be so far apart.
That's one of the reasons as well, I think. To make
that's what I thought it was until you explained like your point. Then I kind of like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.
So yeah, you got to balance it anyway. But anyway, I think that when we're gonna talk about next gen is like when the game is gonna really pop out properly and all that. That's been done by people, and they gotta say that it's only for the PS5 because the PS4 can't run it. And they're gonna say that because we don't want to run it, it can't run it. There's no point. He ain't gonna be able to handle that. Then I'm gonna say, yeah, now we got the real like next gen games and all that.
Yeah. And I always say that another way you can tell when it's like proper next gen is when you can start hear the fan in the console spinning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, right now you don't really hear shit, is it?
No, barely.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's not that much amount of games anyway at the moment. Just basically to challenge the power of the PS4, the PS5, or the Xbox One X even, basically. Nothing yet. Maybe, I don't know, something new like the new Call of Duty, maybe because of the graphics and all that, can maybe give you a bit more of a. But it's still on PS4, I guess anyway. So
yeah, man. So what? So it was. Is there anything you want to mention or bring up in regards to Ragnarok or? Like, are you having fun? Like, are you enjoying the game? No,
if you like the first one, you're gonna like the second one. If you like North mythology, you're gonna like this game. If you like beating the shit out of monsters all over the place and have a good time doing it, you're gonna like this game. If you like things about family and how people can just barely grow as people and all that and go through basically struggles and try to get back together, those kind of things, go play this game. You're gonna like it. It's good.
Okay.
You got funny people in there as well. A couple of dwarfs and a head that talk a lot.
Yeah. All right then. Let's move on to the next topic. So like, let's get into first impressions of Bayonetta 3. You kind of touched upon it when we was going through the game nominees and stuff. But
same as Bayonetta. Basically, it's like I don't want to talk too much about it because I haven't been too far on it because I just started playing it and then basically God of War started and I was getting a bit frustrated of the graphics. So it's fun. I don't have enough of the story so far to be able to have a basically comment on it, Jay, really, to tell you the truth.
Was it? How many hours have you put in?
I don't even know. Just tapping 9, then some few hours, not as much as God of War. Just put it that way.
Okay. Well, okay. So was it? So like, do you think that you've? Okay. Well, the question I want to ask is that for how much you've played up until this point, would you say that you have more good feelings towards it or bad feelings, or would you say it's just even, average?
It's even. It's basically like playing a game that I had fun playing back in the days, going back to the new version of the game, and it feels like I'm playing a game from back in the days.
Yeah.
In terms of graphics, anyway, even in terms of some of the restriction of the game, basically, it looked like I'm playing to a certain extent of something that's retro.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, basically. I'm still gonna play the game, have fun with it and all that, but it could have been a lot better. That's it.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about like how, I mean, like, was it mentioning like very similar things to what you're mentioning in regards to the graphics, like the frame rate. Was it not really being able to see much? Was it due to the camera and stuff like that? But like, what I mean? But I think the general consensus is that everybody is having a lot of fun, like with the game and stuff, you know. But
It's
like, I
fun
think that
and all
like,
that. You can have it's fun and all that. I'm enjoying it, but basically, outplayed when I finish God of War.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
as simple as that. I'm
Hey,
having more fun playing that than playing Bayonetta at the moment. That's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Jonathan Lionheart, like if you're still hearing it, like let us know what you think about it, because I know you've been playing it as well, innit? So let us know what you think about Bayonetta 3. You know what I'm saying? Like just drop it in the comment section. Just let us know what you think about it. Just, you know what I mean, so far. Or like let us know if you finished it. You know what I mean? Like that, was it that? You know what I mean? That would be interesting to hear. But yeah, definitely when you okay, so like obviously you're playing God of War Ragnarok. So after you finish playing Ragnarok, are you do you have any plans to go back and play Bayonetta 3 and like finish it? Or
What, me?
yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, and he's on the Switch, so basically, yeah, it's a good thing for me to have when I'm just basically moving about and just step by step. But I'm gonna take more time to play it. Basically, it's like I don't know. If you was maybe on the other console, but because it's on the Switch, and I sometime when I just travel and just go places, I take it. I just basically reserve them games basically when I ain't got nothing else to play. Basically, that's why I'm just leaving it on the side. That's one of
Okay.
the main reasons, really. You know.
Okay. All right, and well, I only asked that because obviously, once you finish playing both of them, then like, we need to get you back, and you know, maybe like we need to, you know, I mean, like deep dive of your thoughts and opinions of these
Okay,
games. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I'll try my best to not be too harsh on it. You know, especially when I
No,
finish playing a bit more of it and all that. Yeah.
listen. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like you keep it real here. You know what I mean? You say, you know what I mean, like you say your true thoughts and feelings. You know what I mean? Like we don't follow no trends. We just keep it 100 here, innit? So yeah, man. All right then. So yeah. So is there anything you want to like leave off in regards to Bayonetta 3? You know what I mean? Like anything else you want to mention or?
Uh, it's fun. If you got a big screen out, basically that's 4K. You're gonna hate playing it on it. That's about it.
All right then. All right then. And so let's get into Cyberpunk 2077. We spoke a little bit about Cyberpunk Edge Runners when it came to the Game Award nominees and stuff. I just want to start off by saying that obviously we both played it and finished it. I played the Street Kid Life Path, and you did what? Was it the Nomad you did or Corpo?
No, I did the Street Kid as well.
Okay, yeah, okay, the Street Kid as well. So okay, so we both did the Street Kid, and you started playing it obviously before me because I never got my PlayStation 5 until probably about, I don't know, was it a month after you started playing the game?
Yeah, I think so, something like that. Yeah.
About a month after you started playing it. But what I will say is that my first experience was the 1.6 update patch or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I watched the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime first before I actually played the game. So that actually like made me like want to play the game even more, innit?
Yeah, a lot of people just jump on that game because of the anime.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like I don't know if they did that purposely or whatever, or if CD Projekt Red you know what I mean, like rejigged their schedule or their plan in terms of when they were planning to drop all these things. But yeah, it's very smart because they
it was a
managed
good
to
commercial stand though. It worked.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it worked. I mean, like it managed to get a lot of people back on side that kind of like, I mean, kind of gave up on them, you know. I was always going to play the game anyway because I love the cyberpunk genre, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like me and you, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, but I think that, you know, the only thing that basically I feel sorry for them is a bit of their fault as well. The trailer that they just pulled out at the beginning to show what they wanted to do was where to
yeah,
really go up the console that they had. There's
yeah,
no way that you could have rendered all those people having those cities that's so animated apart from a powerful PC. You know, nowhere console, even the PS5 and all these kind of things, would struggle to be able to have the amount of people that it did on the original one. Though I'm talking about basically that trailer
okay,
looked sick. Everybody
yeah.
wanted to see a city crowded with people, so much interaction. Nah, man. Nah, not happening on the console. Seriously.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well. Like that was one of my issues I had in my review, because I got a review. So I mean, like people can go check that out if that's what you want to do. Was that like, obviously you know that, like, you know what I mean, like in the cyberpunk genre, and like the big mega cities, like there's loads of people, because because that time period has always got issues with overpopulation.
yeah.
So like, I mean, so like you will see like loads and loads of people always out and about, and like when I play this game, it's like certain parts of the game, it's like it's literally like it's deserted. So it doesn't feel like it's this metropolis cyberpunk mega city world with these like millions of people living in this city, like, you know what I mean, like full of overcrowdedness and stuff, which was a bit of a letdown. But overall, listen, like, you know what I mean, like the game, was it like the anime got me into wanting to play this game even more. And overall,
Well,
like, I really enjoyed this game overall, man. There's so many things that I love about it. So many things I love about the game, man.
Oh yeah, it's fun and it's so. I finished playing the game and all that, but I definitely want to replay it and go to a different build, basically.
Yeah,
You know, so they is replayable. You can basically recreate a character that's gonna basically act in a totally different way and just totally change your gameplay. And even then, there's so much different endings and story that basically you can have still a second experience and still have some fun. You know. So yeah, I think that yeah is a great game. It was a great
yeah.
experience.
Like, I definitely want to play it again as well. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of waiting for the was it for the expansion?
Yeah, it would make more sense to jump into it when there's more to do and all that. Especially like I haven't unlocked as much shit as you did. You went in and trying to get everything in that game. I just basically had
I
a good
tried. I
time,
tried.
you know, a good time. And basically, when I finished the story, I jumped into another game straight down. Basically, I didn't try to get everything unlocked. So yeah, for you it's a lot better than wait because you ain't got nothing to do in that game apart from restarting with a basically and create another build.
Yeah, that was it. That's literally it. It's like doing the police alerts or whatever they're called, and just
Yeah,
randomly just doing crazy, crazy cyber psycho shit, just killing random people and getting chased down by the police. That's literally all I'm doing when I play that game.
yeah,
But
that's right.
yeah, it's a really good game, and anybody that's what Cyberpunk Edge runners that hasn't played this game, go and play this game, because there's some there's some like gems and some bits and pieces from the anime that's in this game.
Okay,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to a certain extent, anything that you see them people do in the anime, you can do it in the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, that was it. That reminds me. There was a YouTuber. I can't remember what the YouTuber was, but he basically did a David build, he did
Yeah.
a Rebecca build, and he did a Lucy build. Like proper
Oh,
build.
yeah, you can really do, you
Sick.
need to get some special parts and all those kind of things that unfortunately for people that play the game before the latest update couldn't get those parts because they added that on basically the update with taking in account the anime. But if you
Yeah.
get it now, there's a lot of things that you can do really. That's what I'm saying, that is replayable. Like when you finish really enjoy the story, you can start having some fun and create different builds totally.
Yeah, definitely. Like, was it like the game? Was it like the game is a fair size? It's big. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything to compare it to, like The Witcher. Was it like The Witcher? The PlayStation 5 version is coming out next month.
Oh, the upgraded version.
Yeah. Because remember I said to you, I'm waiting for that. Then I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, Jay, you've been waiting to play that game for 5 years.
No, but I'm gonna play it though, because I'm playing Cyberpunk, in it. So I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm just waiting for the update. I want to play it in its best form possible, isn't it?
Boy, anyway, you ain't got no choice anymore because I'm not basically. If you expecting the TV show to tell you more of the lore, I think that's done with that season.
Yeah, that's done. That's done. You know what I mean? Like, was it like you got you know what I mean? Like you got the fans protesting, you know what I mean, to try and get Henry back, but he ain't coming back because he ain't winning this identity politics and all this woke bullshit. So he's done. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And they tried to do that some spin-off show. I don't know if you saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, that with the martial art lady kind of things and all that.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of people messed up the movies like that. Like it's not the first time that they took a great book some guys decided, oh, I'm gonna give my version of it because actually, you see, if you think that if you wrote it, it would have been better than the original book and all that, and end up messing it up.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
Man.
It's the reason that people like The Witcher and all these kind of things. It's like I would have loved a lot more things about the lore, the fantasy of that world. Basically, seeing some of the characters, like do a story with Baba Yaga, those kind of people from I don't know. It's like make it more of a fantasy kind of stuff. I don't know. Like, do you imagine Cavill playing that with Guillermo del Toro behind basically the storyline?
Oh God! Oh,
It'd be crazy, basically.
It'd be sick. It'd be sick. It'd be sick. It'd be sick because he will go in. He will go in.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
He's
And like,
yeah, and characters that nobody cares about.
Exactly, and you got to remember as well. Like Henry Cavill was a hardcore like fan of that shit. You know what I mean, he loved. He read the books. He played the game. Like he knows the lore. He loves that shit. You know what I mean? So he's just like anybody, you know what I mean? Any other fan that loves The Witcher, you know what I'm saying? Like he's sitting there like watching and listening to these people do a fuckeries. You know what I mean? It's gonna piss you off. I mean, like we've seen what's happened with Star Wars, we've seen what's happened with Doctor Who, we've seen what's happened with Star Trek, we've seen what's happened with the MCU, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen the fuckeries. You know what I mean, recently we saw the fuckeries with was it Rings of Power? You know what I'm saying? It's getting out of control, man. It's getting out of control.
But it's already out of control. But I think that they're getting to the stage now because they're getting slapped back on their own face for all the bullshit that they try to do, basically.
People getting tired of it.
Yeah. It's like when you force something into people's face every day and all that, they're trying to get fed up about it,
Yeah. But what I will say is that in regards to Netflix, for example, when it comes to their like their TV shows and their films that are based on games, they are doing a whole good job. But when it comes to their animation, they're doing a really good job with their animations. So that's something, you know what I mean? That's something. Like was it like the Tekken animation that they dropped recently? Sick. You know what I'm saying? The Castlevania one. We know about Castlevania animation that they dropped. Cold. You know what I'm saying? The CYBERPUNK one. Cold. So like they're doing like some really good things when it comes to animation. It's just the film and the series.
It's like I was expecting them to get Bleach, and out of the blue, who got it this day?
Oh fucking hell, man!
Try to get the money. They don't even know how to basically advertise the anime. Basically, it's like it's silly though.
Stupid.
Stupid.
You know what I
mean? You need to go and look for the anime. Basically, it's not even shown on the page about something that's coming out every week, next episode, instead of showing it basically on the main page. Now, you gotta look for that shit.
That's crazy. And Bleach is like, Bleach was it Bleach was one of the big three back in the day. It was One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. The big three. Like mad legacy when it comes to anime in general. You know what I'm saying? Watch anime like you would have heard about it. If you never watched them, you heard about them three animes. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But bring back to Cyberpunk and stuff. Like what was it? What I will say about the game, I think the game overall is really good. I can see what they wanted to do. I can see what they still want to add to the game. I can see I mentioned before that like one of the things that really annoyed me was the bit where you saw like I think it was like a 6-month period with him, with V and Jackie, and like they showed you like the whole 6 months in that was it like that flash forward or whatever you want to call it. That pissed me off, you know what I mean? I would have loved to play that because like I said to you, when it got to that point where Jackie passed away and stuff like that, it didn't mean anything to me. It didn't mean anything to me at all. You know what I mean? And
there was an emotional breakdown that you're supposed to have with the character, but basically actually built Jackie really much.
Yeah, and I think that they had that section playable. I think they had it playable, but I think that they probably cut it because they're running out of time in regards to when the game's got to come out. And
it's possible.
I mean, but like if the actual game is, like that section is there that you can play it. Like I would love for them to put it back into the game because it fleshes out the was it like it makes the game bigger and longer, and it fleshes out the characters and the story between Jackie and V. I mean, like that brotherhood, that friendship that they had, you know, and I mean, and even See, like, and this is weird as well, because even with the ending as well, yeah, like, obviously you got so many different endings, so this isn't like, you know what I mean? So this isn't gonna happen for everybody that plays the game. But like with me, when I played that game and I finished it, like in my personal opinion, it felt like the endings that I got access to, it felt like it was lackluster. Like it didn't really. I don't know. Like
because I think there's one that's the real ending that they wanted, and there's different depending on the decision that you take. Basically,
yeah,
going different ways. You know, and the thing that's silly as well about it is like, it's better. Again, it's just a tip. When you get to them stage, save it and choose different version and see where you want to go with, because you may be surprised. So you better open your eyes, mate. Save it.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, though. I never was it because I did that, but I never got the impression that my choices in the game or the points in the game where it forced you to make a choice. I didn't really see the outcome of that in the endings, if you get what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, like if you look at a game like Detroit Become Human, for example, everything you do in that game, like, you know what I mean, like, proper dictates what type of ending you're gonna have. And that game has got mad endings, and they are drastically different from each other. You see what I'm saying? Or like Mass Effect, for example, Mass Effect 1 or Mass Effect 2. Like a lot of what he did in them games, like really dictated the kind of ending you was gonna have. And even with the Witcher games as well, I remember you saying something about like you played the Witcher 1 or Witcher 2, when you played the Witcher 3, certain things that you did in the previous game would still ripple onto the Witcher 3.
Same thing basically. Like if you kill somebody in number 2, you will be dead basically, or if you become the enemy of one guy, still be your enemy in number 3 basically. So some of the there are consequences, but they did actually allow you in number 3 to choose, give some option to the new player to choose, for the people that ever play number 2, to choose some of the decision that they could have took basically and start the game like that, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because when you mentioned that about The Witcher, I was kind of expecting something similar in Cyberpunk, and I just never really. Obviously, like I've only got Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain or Mass Effect or certain games to compare it to, not The Witcher. Obviously, The Witcher was CD Projekt Red's, like, you know what I mean, like main franchise, the IP that they were making before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of expecting a bit more in terms of like just your choices mean more. You know what I mean? And with the ending, it just seemed like not all of them. Like there were some endings that were like really impactful or quite fucked up, but it was like there were a lot of endings where it was literally like the same shit that happened, and one little thing would just change, and it was like okay, you know what I mean? So again, I've only played the Street Kid Life Path, so I can't speak for what happens if you pick the Corpo or the Nomad, but overall, like, I really enjoyed this game, and anyone that hasn't played this game yet, you know what I mean, like go and play it. You know what I mean, like go. I mean, and if you love anime, go watch Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and go and play this game. Like this is this is a good game, and I'm glad that I waited as well. I'm really glad. You know what I mean? I remember like when I pre-ordered the game, it came 2 days late. And like in that time, I heard all the fuckeries, and I just thought, "Fuck this shit! I'm sending the game back." And I got my money back, and I just said to myself, "I'm just not gonna touch this game until I get a PlayStation 5 and they fix a lot of fuckeries."
And it's really only very enjoyable until after the latest update, though.
Yeah,
you know, I wouldn't advise. Nobody should have played before that. After the latest update pop out and all that, you had everything that you wanted to the game to make it playable. Even a little before that, the graphics, everything was still good after the main upgrade that sorted out everything. But the latest one make it actually the full finish, basically.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get Jonathan's like point of view and perspective, because he played it when it was fucked up.
Oh yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? But I don't think he's played it since they've fixed a lot of it. So it'd be interesting to get his perspective and how he thinks and feels about that. Because obviously we've only played it since they fixed
the game. You never see them.
Like exactly.
Never had the chance to basically experience them, basically.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to get someone's opinion that played it on like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox, was it 1X or something, and played it on the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5, just get their opinions, especially when it's being fixed. Well, a lot of it's been fixed and patched and stuff. And but the music in that game is sick as well. I love the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is cool.
The soundtrack is so good. And that's one thing I liked about. That's what I was trying to say. Like they did so. Was it? They did so many good things with the anime as well. Because a lot of the soundtrack and the music is actually in the game as well. It's like,
Oh yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
one or two is remixes or different versions, but it's basically the same type of soundtrack, and you hear it in the game as well. So you have that connection. Obviously, you got the Easter eggs from the animation that's in the game as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's I mean, it's a good game. So yeah, man. Was it is there anything you want to mention about Cyberpunk 2077? Because I've done a review, so to be honest with you, I want to get more of your thoughts and opinions about it. If you have
It's
any
a
more,
fun game though. I like the basically. Well, you know, I play the street kid and all those kind of things, and basically I went down to more the building, making my own weapons and all this kind of. I enjoy the crafting aspect of it.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a fun game. There is some funny little stories as well, side quests that are quite cool.
And there's some fucked up ones as well. There's some really dark, fucked up ones.
Yeah,
but you expect it in a cyberpunk genre type. I mean, a game like this, like it's normal. It's normal, but it's there are some real fucked up ones.
Yeah, there's a few fucked up and funny one as well. Though. So yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. You know, it's a nice shooter. There's a nice variety of weapons and all those kind of things to mock about with.
The gunplay is good. The gunplay is good in it. The gunplay is good in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the hacking system and all that. So you can play a different way, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so you can experiment with that game. It's quite fun. It's quite fun. So it's a good game to play. Great graphics, especially if you got a PS5 and all that. And you know, you can enjoy it basically on the. How can I put it as well? What else is fun about that game that I could say? Apart from the gameplay, the characters. Yeah, the driving is crazy as well. A bit crazy. Thanks God that you can play properly and then, but I would say people go for bikes, forget the cars.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I mean, like, was it like there are one or two cars that are quite decent, but the bikes are by far the best in terms of if you want to travel and just just better travel on bikes, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But what was it? What I'll ask is that how many people did you sleep with in that game?
I think there was the Panam, that chick.
Is it what about the corpo chick? What did you beat the corpo chick?
At the beginning, the one that basically
was it when you go to the hotel and she just lays there looking
and all that. And the I think there's only 3 that you could basically. There's her and there is the prostitute as well that you get in a certain place in the city that talk to you. I think that's about it. That's about it.
There's what's his name? Was it the detective brother?
But that's only if you basically want to go for a gay relationship, innit?
Yeah, but like okay, so when I was playing it, I mean, like I was playing the story. I was playing through the story, and it was like at first I thought like we were becoming close, like friends, innit? Because we were like, because we were going on missions. You know what I mean? We saved his nephew and ting, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, okay, like brothers and shit, you know what I mean? Then but there were certain points in the game or like in the in the story where like
fishy.
It kind of seemed like he was kind of like hitting on me a bit. And I was thinking, nah. So every time I felt like he was hitting on me, I just did the opposite, like nah.
Said, brother, you gotta open your eyes before you get surprised.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you know what I mean? And what's it? And I wanted to beat and I beat actually told her you don't beat her, but you but you can touch her up and you can kiss
the girl from the bar.
Who?
The old friend of Johnny.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Nah.
Yeah, but there's a bit where you go to, was it like you reminisce in it, and like you go to this like drive-in theater place and stuff, and you can like, you know what I mean, you can have her up there a little bit, innit? You know what I mean?
No, I didn't even basically know, but I think at the end
yeah, but you've got to do something to get that, innit? But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't basically go through all the stuff as you did, trying to basically get. I just went basically quite blind, basically. Because a lot of them things I know that you need really to just go to a certain kind of like basically things together. It's not only one action and all that. So if you messed up one, so
Was
you
it
gotta
like,
research it.
was it like I would do? Was it? I tell you who I tried to beat? Who was it? Who I wanted to beat? And that was Judy. You know the one who does the was it she does a lot of the net running. Like was it
that chick?
Was it like
The
she does
one
a lot
that
of brain dance
basically,
stuff. Was it the brain dance stuff that you do? Like
yeah. And she's asking you all the time to help a friend and all that. Like, I found her annoying, mate. It's like
She's
like
proper annoying. It seemed like it seemed like it was a one-sided thing, innit? But I was trying hard to beat. I was trying mad hard.
Quickly, as soon as I be clocked her a bit, I said, "No, that's trying to use, brother. She's not trying to do anything. She's trying to use you, mate."
I mean, she's trying to use you, innit? She's trying to use you. But I try hard to beat. Then I realized that you can beat only if you're the female fee, innit?
Yeah,
so if you're the male fee, you can't beat it. But if you're the female fee, you can beat it. But
they did in a game like that, basically. Like there is for all the different like genre. Basically, there's romance that you can basically a typical character that you can romance. Basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that might be the customization in this game. Like character customization is really good in terms of like how your character looks, the outfit. You can change the size of your manhood. You can decide not to have one. Like, it's really deep.
The thing is like basically that I would love to see basically like post your cyberpunk character online just to see all the crazy kind of like combos that people created. There's some trust me.
I can imagine if they like added like a third person feature, like a third person view like they did in Resident Evil. So therefore like that'd be jokes. You could run around and see your character butt naked if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A bit like a bit like in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Now you can go crazy, run butt naked with just a piece of wood and try to kill everybody. But
I heard about that. Yeah, man. But overall, I think Cyberpunk was a good game, man. And I mean, again, I mean, anybody that's watching or listening to this, if you haven't played Cyberpunk, go and play it. But what I will say, if you like anime, go and watch Cyberpunk Edgerunners first. That's what I will say, man. But overall, a really good game. Can't wait for the expansion, for the DLC. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's pretty much everything that I want to say in regards to Cyberpunk 2077. It's a really good game. But so I think we should move on to GHOSTWIRE Tokyo. So what I would say is that I'm trying to think, how many hours did I put into GHOSTWIRE Tokyo? Like, was it so basically I played the game, I finished the game. I haven't done a review for it. Actually, which I need to do. But I have done a review for the game. And I think I've put in how many hours did I put into the game, man? I'm trying to remember.
What game?
Was it GHOSTWIRE Tokyo?
Oh, sin.
Yeah, was it? I think I might have put in like maybe 80 hours, maybe. I don't know. Was it? It might be less than that when I think about it. But yeah, basically, I played the game. I finished the game. This is the same people that made The Evil Within 1 and 2. Really, really good games. If you like Resident Evil games, this is like one of the creators of Evil Within was one of the creators from Resident Evil 1, I think, and Resident Evil 2, if I'm not mistaken. Left Capcom, and went to made Tango Games, and they made Evil Within 1 and 2. So me personally, I was expecting a lot in regards to GHOSTWIRE Tokyo, because in Evil Within, that game is like them games were fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They were really fucked up.
Totally different game than Evil Within, though. It was
but it's still in the same type of genre. In terms of the supernatural, in terms of the was it like the psyche? I mean, in terms of the fuckeries and the blood, and I mean the blood, guts, and gore. I mean, like it's kind of similar, isn't it? It deals with the supernatural and all that stuff, kind of. You know what I mean?
I don't know. For me, I don't know. That game was just a waste of potential. You know, there was so much they could have done to that game to make it fantastic and all that. It's like, again, it was something based on the folklore, basically, of Japan, like focus on all the Ayakashi and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think that they should have focused a lot more on them and all that. I would have loved to see a lot more instead of like, especially the side story, or you go and just basically try to catch one of them to have a bit more kind of background story on them or make it a bit more interesting. It was too repetitive all the way through the gameplay. And
Yeah,
the city looked beautiful, but totally dead. You know,
yeah. You can't really interact with a lot of it.
nothing. The doors that basically is like it's so well made that some you get in different areas and you want to go through.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Try to just basically see if you can, like, because a lot of games like that actually, yeah, there is places that you can go in and all that. See, but it's all like basically like a beautiful curtain with nothing behind. You know,
Yeah,
you just jump up the roof. So, some certain location got open places for certain size mission that basically are very hollow. You get started with a bit of narrative, you're expecting something, and now you just go down there, kill something, and go out and repeat. You know. So yeah, I think that it's a beautiful kind of a game that feels very hollow for me.
yeah. Well. Like I said, I was expecting a bit more because I played Evil Within 1 and 2, and it's the same people that made them games. Also, was it when I first started playing it? Like, I watched. I mean, like, we watched a lot of anime in it, so I was seeing a lot of things that had to. I mean, Japanese folklore, mythology. You know what I mean, with the yokai, the demons and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was seeing a lot of that when I was. I mean, when I first started playing it? So I kind of had that connection to it. I thought the main story was very light, very lackluster, and I thought that the side stories and side missions were better than the actual main story. And there was some that were like, I mean, that were like quite interesting. But I wanted, but like what you said, I wanted to see more of it. I want them to go a bit deeper into it, and they never really did that. You know,
Yeah, it's a lot more
so
interesting.
that was kind of disappointing in that aspect. But in terms of like, I mean, the way, and nothing as well. Like the city, like Tokyo, is big, but I just thought it would have been bigger. I don't know why. I just thought that it would have been a bit bigger, and it's weird because it's like you see certain demons, certain boss fights, you see certain things, but it's like I don't know, man. It's like I just think that there was so much wasted potential in this game. Like this game is not a bad game, but I expected it to be better than just good.
It could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot more interesting, but it's like, I don't know. For me, Ghostwire Tokyo is more like a showcase of a good environment, and you feel up a character and trying to just make a bit of a story of it. But basically, what make a game good is basically the gameplay and the narrative and all that. And basically, I would have basically loved to have that first, and then add the bonus of the great graphics on top of it, instead of having great graphics with a hollow story. And I don't know, the protagonist is a bit kind of weird as well. You don't really know his what his intention really. I don't know.
I do. I do like the relationship that that KK has with what's his name? That that the main character has with the spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, because the more you play the game, you start listening to them talking, and they start to build a relationship. So I do like that, but it's like
thanks God for that, because the game would have been very boring without even the spirit talking with him, basically.
Yeah, well, this is the thing though, because because the majority of Tokyo, like the city within itself, is essentially deserted.
Yeah.
So it's very eerie. It's very quiet. It's very eerie. So you need that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's weird. I mean, like, okay, like for example, like the combat system, I quite like it. You know what I mean? I think combat system is quite good. I mean, like, they could have built a bit more upon it, but I thought overall it was good. You know what I mean? Like it deals with, the three main elements. Then that you can fight with the like the seals and the hand. It's got all that. It's sick. You got got the bow and arrow. Like you got the talismans and stuff, different talismans for different things. You know what I mean? It's like they went halfway with it. You know what I'm saying? But like personally, I think that like if you watch Japanese anime and you like a lot of like Japanese mythology when it comes to like I mean like folklore stories,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's why basically I'm pissed off because I love just mythology and all those kind of things, and I was expecting actually finally to see a game where a bit like Neo, where they saw a lot of that kind of folktale and all this kind of
Yeah.
thing, and something a bit more developed, because Neo is more like an RPG where you got a lot of fighting to do on the sides, but because of it was more story based, main characters, I think it was going to be more developed to that aspect basically, and
Yeah.
I think it's sad that he didn't do it. It could have been a greater game basically.
Yeah, it's true. It's just you know what I mean, like was it like the combat was good, like I said. I thought that obviously look at the game, the Tokyo looked beautiful, but like you said, that made me want to try and open certain doors and go to certain things that you just couldn't do. I remember you touched upon the fact that like it's not very interactive in terms of like you get no damage when it comes to like the cars or certain environments around you and stuff. It's I mean, was it like one of my favorite bits is when you go underground, like you go underground and you got like the I mean like the was it like the trains and stuff underground? I mean I quite enjoyed that. It was like amazing. It was quite okay. And and like I think one of the best things I love is when you got is it the Ghost Parade?
The Yakiyako.
Yeah. I like the look of that. Like you see it come out of nowhere. I mean, it gets all dark and eerie. It's all. I mean, you see like loads of demons and ghosts just like walking and doing their parade and stuff. And I mean,
the night parade of 100 demons or something like that.
Yeah. It's like this. Like I've got like a real love-hate thing going on with this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
That's okay. I'm gonna basically give him a lot of props, because I think that he's missing a lot of things to be a great game. Basically, be a great game.
I mean, like the potential's there. The potential's there, and it's just they just didn't. Yeah, they just didn't go in. And the game is kind of like short. Like it says it's got 6 chapters. Really, it's only got 5. You know what I mean, at best. But I mean, but a game like that is like it just seemed like they was half-hearted with the main story, and the fact that there's only like 6 chapters. You know what I mean? It's like okay. I don't know, man.
I don't think that I would have been able to keep on going doing the same thing for more than 6 chapters, basically, with that type of game kind of storyline. I think it was enough.
But this is the thing, though. Like I thought that like there was more chapters, and I thought that the more you play the game, the more that you go deeper into the lore. I thought that like the side missions or the side stories would become a bit more deeper, and I mean I thought more things would happen. I mean, so that's part of my disappointment. The fact that it's like they just did 6 chapters, and it's like okay, well, look, this is it. Because a lot of the game felt like I was just getting started, even though I was leveling up. Like I literally felt like I was just getting started into the game. Then before you know it, the game pretty much ends. Like if you just do the story, the main story in this game is mad short. Mad short. I mean, as long as you can level up to the point where you're strong enough to fight the demons and do the boss fights, the game is really, really short.
Yeah, it's true though. It's true. Not much. Even enjoying just about. I just enjoy the graphics, look at it a bit, and that's about it. Really, I'm not gonna basically rate that game, that much. Apart from basically the graphic, the look of it.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, like I said, I haven't done a review for this game. I've got to do one. So I don't know, man. I mean, I've been kind of like pushing it back because I don't want to talk. It is because I want to like get out my feelings in regards to what I felt and experienced in terms of playing the game. I just want to like look at it and like, okay, so this is what I played, this is where it was, and kind of have a more objective standpoint of when I do my review. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, like when I play games that I don't like, I don't want to review them. Like, I don't mind reviewing games that are okay, games that are good, but when games are really, really shit, like I don't want to review them because when I do, I just start cussing in it. Like it's not a review. It's like a mad rant where I'm just cussing and tearing the shit out of the game, like I did with The Last of Us Part 2, which I had to take down, because the review was actually it wasn't even a review, just a rant, so I took it down. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I don't want to play. Sorry, I don't want to review certain games that I really don't like, because I just get vexed. You know what I mean? I start cussing, especially if it's a franchise like The Last of Us, like, you know what I mean, and they're doing Last of Us Part 2, and they come off the back of such a godlike game. Like, no. No, I mean, I get too angry in it. It's like, loud.
Yeah. You start to get a bit.
Yeah. I mean, especially when they did all that fucking identity politics and woke bullshit in that game. It's just so annoying, man. The capture is such a. Anyway, I don't even talk about that game.
Not necessary at all. It's like basically gaming should be staying gaming, basically. Filter the proper way. Just focus on the genre of game is. If it's an action RPG, keep it about action and RPG and all that. Forget the rest. We don't care about that, It's like gaming has always been an escape, It's like we don't want to just basically be reminded of the problem of reality while you're trying to get like a bit of fun, basically, Like reality is already there to show us all the drama that's happening. You don't want to just basically reflect that in the game. It's like, give us a break. For God's sake.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So anyway, that's all I got to say about the game, really. I don't want to go too in, because I guess I want to save the rest for my review, but yeah.
Cool.
But anyway, like, if you're watching this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to be deterred from watching my review when I do it, because you never know, I might just do an entertaining rant. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It might be fun.
Yeah, maybe more positive than me, though.
Yeah, man. When did my Last of Us, man? A lot of people like that shit. They was like, oh shit. They was just like, yeah, man. Like it was where it was. You know what I'm saying? But oh no. What was it like? What are you saying for time?
I gotta be moving soon, dude.
All right then. All right. Let's touch. Was it briefly on the PlayStation VR2 pricing? £530. I ain't doing this 99p bullshit. It's £530. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like I don't know though. It's like you're gonna just pull out a different basically VR with 4 gamers large. That's more expensive than the PS5 that you can even get. It's like I don't see the point. It's like for me, especially I got an Oculus. Why am I gonna just bother myself trying to get the PS VR? I got a lot more games. I got already plenty of VR games on the Oculus platform. I got access to Steam where I can buy game and download them from there as well and play them. And that thing is wireless. And even furthermore, I dare PlayStation to get a better pack than that.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that's actually nice, That's actually really nice.
Yeah, you can take it with you, travel nice and easy, and you don't have to get connected to any wire to play it. As soon as you got internet, or even if you don't need it, as soon as you got a battery on it, you can just go in the park and start playing VR if you want to.
If you want to. No, I mean, but I remember you saying that you can connect it to the PC if you want. It's an option, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. You're gonna get better graphics because instead of using the processor from the Quest, you're gonna use your computer processor. So when I plug it to my PC and all that and playing some Steam game, I can get all the full graphics on it. So yeah.
See, that's what Sony should have done. They should have done the same thing, giving you the choice to play it wireless, or if you want to get more like frame rates, more enhancements, then plug it in. But it should have been a choice.
Yeah, Sony's trying to monopolize at the end of the day, but the only way, for instance, like I don't see the points of buying basically a PSVR2 to have only 4 games that make it worth it to play. And out of the 4, you may only like 1 or 2. So if you got the cash to spare, try it off. Geek out, get yourself some gears, I don't care. But basically, for me, it doesn't make no sense to do so. Especially that I already got the VR experience. That's cheaper than that. That got more games than that for me to play with. So really, if I had to take the choice between the two, I'll get the Quest.
Yeah, but also, what you're not mentioning is that you actually own a PlayStation VR as well.
Yeah, I got the first one.
Yeah.
Basically, and which I haven't pulled out of the box since years, since even I got my PS5 and all that. I play most of the IP that I got down there, and since I got the Quest, basically, I'm sorry to say, but it doesn't make no sense for me to basically plug the PlayStation VR. The new one maybe looking at some new gears and all those kind of things, but again, what does it serve me to have that new gear and all that if I can bloody basically play it? You know? Oh, your camera is gone, dude, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. It's like, for instance, basically me saying that I want to get one of the new 8K TV, but there's nothing broadcast on 8K. There's no 8K video. So what's the point of 8K TV? You know, the same thing like getting the PlayStation VR. I'm gonna get the PlayStation VR for £500 because of one game or two game. Doesn't make no bloody sense.
What was it? What was it like? My main argument is centered around the fact that it's the world climate right now. You know what I mean? Like everyone is, the majority of people are struggling financially. We've got like mad inflation. Some countries got recessions. Was it over here in UK? We're supposed to be getting a recession next year. So like my whole argument is that it's the wrong time to try and be releasing a headset like this. Now, if this would have been like before the lockdown, when things were like normal, pretty normal, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? But
even then, dude, let's say that it was just basically a year ago that you had bought the PlayStation. Forget even the lockdown. It would have been £500. Don't forget that basically like the pound and all the euro lost almost 20% of their value. So that's why it's getting a lot more expensive for us.
Import tax, isn't it?
Yeah, the real price and all that. Take the 20% and you see the real price of the console we have bought, like basically before they messed up the economy. Basically. Sorry, it's not a channel about politics, but I have to mention that.
No, but it's the truth though. You know what I mean? Like, was it like it is the truth? It's just like, listen, I just think that like for Sony to release a VR headset right now, like in my personal opinion, it has to be backwards compatible or like or allow you to patch all your PlayStation VR games. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, there's only gonna be 4 or 5 games, PlayStation games, that's gonna be accessible when the headset comes out. Like, you know what I mean? Like you might like 1 or 2, but what, you're gonna sit there with 4 or 5 games, like 3 games you don't like or 4 games you don't like. It don't make any sense. And 2, you know what I mean? And like 2, like they should never have made it more expensive than the actual console itself. We just had the increase with the PlayStation 5. It's like 500 and is it 70 now or 80? Well, whatever it is here. You know what I mean? From 450 to to 470, 480. So there's an increase. The headset costs more than the PlayStation 5. Now, I mean, like, remember we were talking about the other day, and I said to you, I goes, technically, you probably have to spend £1,000 just to play it because you need a PlayStation 5. Then remember, I was saying to you, I saw that IGN must have posted the same thing saying, oh yeah, to play the PlayStation 2, was it PlayStation VR 2? If you're on the PlayStation 5, you've got to spend £1,000 to play this shit.
But you know what? I don't understand it anyway. Everybody do their
like you got £1,000. I mean, what normal? I mean, like gaming in general is expensive. Yeah? It's becoming expensive? An expensive hobby. But who right now, like, I mean, everyday working individual, who's got £1,000 to spare or waste? Like was it on gaming? That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
And the thing is, like, dude, the problem is like, what they're trying to be. There's no enough PlayStation 5 on the market. You're trying to put a VR headset instead of focusing on putting the PlayStation out. So basically, the potential buyer is people that got the PS5 at the moment. And I'm sorry to say, I'm sure that most of them guys ain't got no time to worry about basically getting a VR headset. The majority of them, the people that got a PS5, because there's not even enough game at the moment. People rather basically just save their money on games that coming up basically like Hogwarts or whatever for Christmas, than just pull out £500 and all that. I'd rather basically get God of War plus another game to Christmas, or even 3 games. That I ain't gonna be far from £300 even on that. Than basically spending some money on the PSVR.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no sense. So I'm not too sure, even if they pull that out, that they're gonna make much sale on it. You know. It's gonna be there only for basically the people on the YouTube channels that are gonna review it and just basically run their mouths about it. But as the main consumer, really, I don't see. It's true. It's true. Even if it's bullshit, there's only one guy that will tell you that's the best thing that happened in his life anyway, as usual. You know, so basically, when you're ready for it, as I say, if people got the money for it, yeah, you can just buy it and look at it. You may play it for a few hours when you finish a few games, and then it's gonna be there. You can look at it, you know, wear it.
Yeah.
So,
Was it like, I definitely do want to try it. Like, I definitely want to try it out to see what it looks like, what it feels like, the immersiveness, the games and stuff. But but just like anything though, I mean, like, was it like we mentioned about with the console? Was it most of the games in terms of performance or graphically, like you're not going to see what that headset can really do until midway later on anyway.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So for it doesn't make no sense. Basically, it's like it's not revolutionary in terms of what's already on the market. It's not more practical than anything that's on the market. Nor does he have enough game that anybody is interested in on the market. So really, it's like even if you play the old IP of PlayStation and all that games and all that, because you can just basically tweak them, upgrade them so that they can be playable on the the new VR. Most of them games got better quality on the Quest already. All the Star Wars experience and all these kind of things, they look better on the Quest than on the PlayStation. So even if you get a new basically hardware, I'm sorry to say, but where's the software?
Yeah, well, that's the thing though, you know what I mean? Because we saw it with during the PlayStation 3 was a generation and Xbox 360. The PlayStation 3 was a way more powerful console, but where was the good games? You know what I mean? Like the games, the games played better on the 360. Like people migrated and enjoyed playing games on the 360, and plus it had the better infrastructure. It was in terms of online gaming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you have the most powerful console in the world, but it don't mean shit unless you've got good games.
Exactly. And the PSVR is a totally change of system from the old one. So none of the old games are gonna work on it until they just tweak them, and they ain't gonna do it for every IP.
No, they're not.
You know.
And what's it? And like this is the thing though. Like VR, VR gaming in regards to PlayStation is a very niche, audience. You know what I mean? Like like they're not making crazy money or doing crazy numbers like in terms of like the amount of units that they sold for PlayStation 4 consoles and stuff. But so it's very niche. So I would have thought like, you know what I mean? Like if I was working in Sony, like I would have been like, okay, well, we need to make or patch a lot of these games over because we're not gonna have a lot of games like was it on release date for the new was it for the VR2, and also we want to get these people to come over and I feel like they didn't waste their time and money buying all these games, because if you make them happy, then like they're gonna talk loudly and positively enough to get more people like invested into it, regardless of how much it's fucking gonna cost. You know what I'm saying? You need people to talk positive about it, because I guarantee you, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people that's got the PlayStation VR1, they ain't buying the VR2 because half of them probably can't even afford it. And even if they could, what's the incentive?
And even furthermore than that, basically, is like you got to even if you got good games, basically, and you get people to talk about it, they need to be basically enough genre to basically run that stuff. And I don't know, like you see the difference, for instance, between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. In launch, we didn't have no game on the PlayStation 5, but we could play all the games on the PlayStation 4. So it makes sense for me to get it, even if I'm waiting for new IP.
Exactly.
But with the new VR, I can play none of the old games. Even if I wanted to play the old school Astrobot, it wouldn't be able to play it, which is a thing that even now in VR is considered still a good fun game to play.
Yeah, it is. I love that game. So it's so fun.
So
and also
to get it until a little while.
And also you got to remember, like, these games are not cheap, you know. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I remember you saying something like about like what? So are these going to be like full games? You know what I mean, or are they just going to be experiences? You know what I mean? Like, if they like I wouldn't mind paying a certain amount of money for a game like Half-Life Alyx, for example, because that's a full game. You know what I mean, a full VR game that's actually really good. But when it's, you know what I mean, but what I guarantee you, they expect people to pay £70, £60, whatever it is for these games, and it's just experiences.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy. So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I just don't see it doing particularly too well. I don't know what Sony's doing, man. I mean, like, I keep on saying, I mean, for every one good step that they make 2-3 fucked up steps going in every direction but forward, and it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
I doubt that it's gonna make any good money at the beginning anyway. At launch, maybe later on when people are a bit more comfortable and there's some sales and all that, they resell them. But now, like, you know, focus on again, you play some PlayStation 5 on the market first. Then let's talk about VR. For now, basically, it's not necessary. I think
exactly. No, I mean, but anyway, Ladji, let me let you go because I know you got to go now, innit? You know what I mean?
Cool, dude. Cool.
Yeah? No, I mean, but like, thank you for jumping on the podcast with me.
No problem
at all. Like, it's getting better. You know what I mean? It's getting better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's getting better. So I like it. So yeah, definitely gotta. You know what I mean? Like, keep on doing it. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you try to get Jonathan to come on board or jump on.
Yeah, he was about for a little bit. I thought you were jumping, but maybe he was doing something else as well. But yeah, let's organize something like that.
I mean, definitely. But yeah, like, just tell everybody where they can find you, innit?
Well, I haven't started saying nothing yet, though. I think that when basically I start properly the channel, then I'll let you know.
Yeah.
On Instagram at the moment, basically at I.S.CONDE.PHOTOGRAPHY, doing some live wildlife photography, a bit of macro and all those kind of things. But later on, when I start my channel, I'll just
yeah. I put the link of your Instagram in. Was it in the description down below? So people go check it out. It's got some really good live footage. Stock footage? Yeah, really good. So go and check it out. You know what I mean? Like, and go show them some love, man. You know what I mean? And everybody, you know where to find me. Jay's Gamepad everywhere across the board. You know what I'm saying? If you want to find me on PlayStation, gamer name is MrGhostProtocol. I'm actually thinking about changing it because you can change your name on PlayStation now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Well, they allowed you to do that. Like, I think it was like last year, something like that. So yeah, I'm thinking about maybe changing it. I don't know yet, but
okay, I'll keep my name though. Like it.
Yeah. Anyway. Everybody. Until next time. Peace.
Laters. And play God of War.
Yes, play God of War, man. And it was it, and CYBERPUNK. And what CYBERPUNK Edge Runners 2.
Laters.